Hey everyone, Chris Stoltz coming at you once again from the Muppet Stuff Museum. Disney recently put out a whole bunch of Muppet exclusives, both in the park and online through their specialty retail shop, Mickey's of Glendale. So let's check them out. First up, we have a whole bunch of items from Muppet Labs, released as part of EPCOT's 2025 International Food and Wine Festival. First, we have this small bag made by Lug, featuring Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his assistant Beaker on the front pocket, with the Food and Wine Festival's logo on top. Inside is this great pattern featuring beakers, Bunsen burners, and test tubes, conducting all kinds of scientific experiments, and this exclusive Muppet Labs logo on the back. What I particularly like about this new logo they're using is that it's actually two logos in one. If you look real carefully, it says Muppet Labs, and it's a beaker, but it's also the EPCOT Spaceship Earth sphere. Kudos to the graphic designer that put that together. Very, very well done. As well as this insulated lunch sack featuring that same EPCOT Muppet Labs logo with Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker on the front, with Beaker seemingly inside a beaker filled with water, which I thought would maybe have some actual liquid in there, but that was just part of the illustration. It doesn't actually move. But I did kind of think that they might have actually put a little pouch there with liquid so you could kind of drown Beaker if you wanted to. But no, it's just a design. Such a cool looking bag, which actually is cool because it's insulated. So you can keep things cool inside this cool cooler because it's cool. And I like how actually both sides feature the image inside a beaker. Not just the back side, but this front side also has the whole logo and everything inside a beaker. So Beaker's in this beaker twice because he's in the front beaker and the back beaker. Back beaker should be like his rap name or something. They also released a tumbler with that same logo on it. So you can see Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, Beaker, the test tubes, and the EPCOT Muppet Labs logo with the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival 2025 logo on the back. Just really, really well done. And of course, since it's Disney parks, they could not put this line out without a pin to go along with it. So of course, they have an EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival Muppet Labs pin in that same logo. And the nice thing is it's Muppet Labs centric with a tiny little note denoting that it's from the International Food and Wine Festival. It doesn't take over the whole thing. It's just really small in the corner because that's what you want. You want it to be Muppet focused and just a little hint of where it came from. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you think there was just going to be one pin for this collection? Because of course, Disney has to release a whole pin set as well, featuring various characters associated with this year's Food and Wine Festival, including Remy the Rat holding a giant plum, some French food with the Parisian skyline in the backdrop, the International Food and Wine Festival logo, as well as Dr. Bunsen Honeydew inside a Bunsen burner and Beaker inside another beaker. This whole line has a real Inception feel to it. There was also this youth t-shirt featuring that Muppet Labs EPCOT mashup logo, as well as this adult shirt that says Muppet Labs with Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker inside Bunsen burners and beakers. And while yes, of course, you had to pay for all those items, what I like about the Food and Wine Festival is that they also have a lot of freebies and giveaways available as well, like this passport describing all the various food options available at the festival and the associated merch. So in addition to the 2025 EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival event collection, the Chef Mickey Mouse collection, the Chef Remy collection, and the Chef Figment collection, there of course was the Muppet Labs collection. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his trusty assistant Beaker are concocting some lab creations in this collection featuring apparel, accessories, and drinkware. The Muppet Labs section of food was part of the brewing lab at the Odyssey in World Celebration, with foods such as garlic Parmesan wings, Korean barbecue wings, unnecessarily spicy yet extremely tasty Carolina Reaper pepper curry wings, Impossible chicken tenders, and fried pickle spears, with beverages frozen pomegranate and raspberry tea, pickle milkshakes, Crooked Can Brewing Company Raspberry Blanc wheat beer, Brewdog 95 Tropical Session IPA, Boulevard Brewing Company Space Camper Juice Nova Superstellar IPA, Collective Arts Brewing Local Press Apple and Cherry Hard Cider, BRLO Wild Berries Hard Cider, Cider Boys Pumpkin Spice Hard Cider, with beer and hard cider flights also available. But that's not all the freebies, because you can also play games such as throwing rubber chickens and lobsters to win prizes such as stickers featuring Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker, the Muppet Labs logo, and other various pins and stickers, some of which I already have in my collection from last year. And while that's going to do it for the International Food and Wine Muppet Labs collection, there's still a lot more to show you. Like this Disney Parks Disney Pins Halloween pin featuring Kermit, Fozzie, Miss Piggy, and a Muppet ghost celebrating the holiday season. I like how Kermit's dressed as a vampire with fangs, similar to how he looked on The Muppet Show with Vincent Price. Fozzie's a clown with a rubber chicken. Miss Piggy dressed like a medieval damsel, and the ghost is dressed up as the Muppet Christmas Carol's Ghost of Christmas Present. No, I'm just kidding. While the ghost is dressed up as a ghost. That's not really original, Ghost. Was that your only clean bedsheet? Anyway, that pin is just fantastic, and one of the few non-Muppets Haunted Mansion pins featuring the characters in Halloween attire. Speaking of Muppets Haunted Mansion, while my friends were picking those items up for me, they also picked me up the next two magnets from the Muppet 70 campaign, featuring one of the more controversial characters on the list, the Screaming Goat, as featured in Muppets Haunted Mansion, as well as Muppets Now and a few other more modern Muppet productions. And yes, I am in the camp that while he is a newer character, there are some classic characters I probably would have liked to have seen on the list over him, or her, or it, or... Yeah, it makes me want to scream too. The Screaming Goat is number 49 of 70, and they also picked me up number 50, which is Howard Tubman, a character who's appeared on many productions over the years, including UK-only sketches from Muppets Tonight, It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie, Muppets Now, the 2015 ABC series, as well as Muppets Haunted Mansion. And while I was pretty sure we'd probably see Howard Tubman included, I honestly was not expecting the Screaming Goat. Disney also recently held their Destination D23 convention, which is similar to their D23 convention, but on a smaller scale. And honestly, I have not been to either, so I don't really care how big or small they are, as long as they have Muppet stuff, which they had in spades because they had a whole Muppet Studios section at their Mickey's of Glendale booth. Typically, you have to have a ticket to the convention to get to the booth, but Disney also sells tickets to just get into the shopping portion of the event, which my friend was able to get on the last day of the con. So while unfortunately some of the items were already sold out, he was able to pick me up a few things I was interested in, like this hat featuring the Muppets 70 logo on the front that says the Muppets on the back. Another hat they were able to pick up for me was this white Muppet Studios hat with Kermit's head on the side. There was also this Muppet Studios tote bag, which I thought I might have already had in my collection from previous years, but it turns out this one is new this year because it has this shiny gold logo on it, while the past one was just yellow. So I'm glad I decided to say, yes, pick that up for me, even though I thought I already had one anyway. Because, like I said before, you never know what kind of variants exist. And yes, the logo is on the front and back. Ooh, shiny. It really is kind of shiny. There was also this set of 6 postcards featuring the first 35 characters in the Muppet 70 campaign. Rolf the dog, New Zealand, Pops, Skeeter, Kuzbanian Mama, Wayne and Wanda, Mo Freckle, Yolanda, the Swedish Chef, Muppet Ghost, Zoot, Behemoth, Animal, Walter, Link, the Ghost of Christmas Past, Muppet Tomato, Mildred Hochstetter, Constantine, Dr. Teeth, Rizzo, Joe the Legal Weasel, Bean Bunny, Robin the Frog, Crazy Harry, Thog, Nigel the Conductor, Janice, Bubba the Rat, Camilla, Floyd Pepper, Polly Lobster, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, Beaker, and Pepe the Shrimp.
I'm not a shrimp, I'm making prawns.
I know, I'm just kidding. There was also this large Muppet 70 mug featuring those same 35 images, as well as this more normal-sized tapered mug featuring the Muppet Studios logo. And finally, our last collection of items, while also released through Mickey's of Glendale, was a lot easier for most fans to acquire, even if they were produced in limited quantities. Because here we have the Mahna Mahna Collection. First up, we have a small lug bag. The top label has the Muppets and Lug logo, featuring Mahna Mahna's face on the front, while the back says the Mahna Mahna Collection at the top, with the Mahna Mahna and the Snows logo at the bottom. Inside is a pattern featuring Mahna Mahna and the Snoths surrounded by rainbows and flowers. And a really nice feature about this bag is that Mahna Mahna's face isn't just sewn directly onto the front, it's more like a flower, and it kind of comes off the front, as you can see. So his face has this kind of petal-like quality to it. It's just really, really well done. Such a cool little design. Next, we have a set of patches featuring Mahna Mahna, a Snoth making you an honorary Snoth, Mahna Mahna and the Snoths dancing, a circular patch with Mahna Mahna waving his arms that says Mahna Mahna Fan Club, and a fuzzy patch that says Mahna Mahna and the Snoths. But wait, there's more on the back. Mahna Mahna and the Snoths were the first musical act on the very first episode of The Muppet Show in 1976. Their nonsensical lyrics and silly dance moves introduced the world to the Muppets brand of humor. We've all been singing along ever since. That is very true, and I'm sure after this video, that song will be stuck in your head for quite some time. But The Muppet Show was not the first time the Muppets ever performed Mahna Mahna. That, of course, happened on the Ed Sullivan Show, and then later on Sesame Street as well. There was also this really great Mahna Mahna and the Snoths drinking glass, featuring Mahna Mahna, the Snoths, and the same history stating that Mahna Mahna and the Snoths were the first musical act on the very first episode of The Muppet Show, with the Muppets and Mahna Mahna and the Snoths Collection logo underneath. The copyright stating that this glass is a limited edition Muppet Studios exclusive, copyright Disney 2025. And of course, this being Disney, there has to be a pin somewhere in here too. So this is the Mahna Mahna and the Snoths Mahna Mahna Collection pin featuring Mahna Mahna and the Snoths inside a vintage TV performing Mahna Mahna. There's dials here, but you can't change the channel, so it's just stuck on Mahna Mahna. It's a Muppet Studios exclusive. There's nothing else on the back, but what a really good way to end this video. I'm sure at this point in time you want to change the channel too, but I'm glad you didn't. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time. MC Back Beaker and the Honeydews, that just has a nice ring to it.
Hello? Okay, just a second.